Saudi Pro League giants Al Nassr are ready to do it for Manchester United this summer. Well, you can say it could be Christmas in June. Well, they are willing to pay mega figures for a player who is not even wanted, honestly, at Manchester United as things look now. Welcome to the United of Sport. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe as we get into this quick update concerning Casemiro. As we've heard for a long time now, that it's clear that Casemiro's time at Manchester United is done. Well, it was cut short not just by maybe injuries, but the arrival of Ineos itself meant that Casemiro had got to prove a lot more if he's going to be considered to stay, being one of the top earners, yet they are so intent on cutting down on the wage bill. Now, Casemiro, one of the highest paid players at Manchester United, is clearly trying to find his next move away from Man United, despite having 2 years left on his contract. We signed him for £60 million with an option of 70 million of £10 million to make it 70 in add-ons. Now, listen, Al Nassr of Saudi Arabia, the same club that Cristiano Ronaldo plays for, is willing to bid for Casemiro with amounts believed to be between 90 and 100 million euros. That's close to £80 million. Guys, last summer, this is exactly what we are praying for. We are saying, why is all money going to Chelsea? And it is believed, by the way, that it was not by luck or by coincidence that Chelsea were getting most of the money from Saudi. They had to do something. Todd Boehly had to make calls in his contacts in Saudi, his business contacts, to try and convince them to come and pay him money. He gives them players, and he tries to now do the things he wanted to do to change the club, because to beat the financial fair play man, you've got to be able to creatively bring in money. So it seems the money that Chelsea got was more facilitated, and it's good the players that they had at the time also did they played along. They also did not make matters difficult for them. Now, this is exactly what Ineos has been planning and has been doing in the past weeks. They have been trying to get players in the right place, trying to convince them that, you know what, guys, we need money from Saudi. We know you might not want to go to Saudi, but for the sake of the club, come on, do it for us if a mega offer comes for you. Now, listen, £80 million for Casemiro is, first of all, massive. It would be insane. It would come with profit for a player who came and gave us a good one first season. I mean, it would be, I think, unbelievable. I think there is no way Manchester United can even speak twice about it. If that offer came in, we just take it and it goes. Even if they cut it down to 50, because if they are talking of £80 million now, probably the least they can offer is £50 million. Remember, he has got 2 years left on his contract. That makes him valuable already. Now, and also, like I told you months ago, I told you that Cristiano Ronaldo already convinced Al Nassr to try and push Casemiro to join him at the club. Now, they just recently lost the cup final and Ronaldo was crying like a baby. Well, perhaps now he has got reason to celebrate, because there is absolutely no way Manchester United is standing down this amount of money. Now, you might ask, well, when that money comes, then what? Guys, listen, we've got a big player we need to sign, and that's an amount of money that will directly go straight to funding the transfer of Joao Neves. Remember, Joao Neves, I think among all the players we've been linked with, all the players we'll need in the summer, I think Joao Neves might be the most expensive and probably the most important. We need defenders. We need left backs and name them. We need a backup striker. But the most important player we need is a number 6, a proper replacement for Casemiro. Now, he himself might be able to finance his replacement. Why? Because if Al Nassr can pay £80 million quid, we don't even need to add on to that money. And I know that Joao Neves, it was reported that his buyout clause was increased at some point by this Benfica team. But trust you me, if we've got £80 million, there is absolutely no way we can fail to land Joao Neves. Even if we are saying let's just pay that up front and we shall pay the other in add-ons. If we are smart, like we believe the Ineos people are, they should be good with negotiations. They should be able to convince Benfica to convince George Mendes, a guy who has done business with Man United for a long time, to be able to release Joao Neves for £80 million. So it is a beautiful step in the right direction. It will just stir up the transfer window, because you think about it, if Manchester United signed a replacement. If we got a replacement for Casemiro, easily that cash is made available for us to be able to get them. Trust me, all the other players would be easy. The Todibos and of course the two centre backs would want probably a backup striker. Who are the most important players? A left back. I think it would be easy to raise the money to get them because I don't think any of those players would cost more than 40 million pounds or 45 million pounds. So a total, I mean, if we get the 80 million quid for Casemiro, that can bring in his replacement, then I'm sure we should be able to raise another about 90 million pounds to sign three more players, a backup striker, two centre backs, and maybe actually four, and maybe a left back. I think with 100 million pounds, we should be able to raise. We should be able to sign that player. I think that is money we can be able to get. We need 100 million pounds or just over that to sign four players in the other departments, but we need almost 80 million pounds to get a world-class holding midfielder, which is important, or a promising world-class holding midfielder. And that is, for me, the most critical department we need to solve. You look at teams like Arsenal, you look at teams like Manchester City, look at teams like Chelsea, look at teams like Liverpool, all the teams we are trying to contend with for titles, if we think we are going to be back competing for titles, have got the best holding midfielders and they don't come cheap, fam. Unless we are going to discover N'Golo Kante from somewhere in France or somewhere, a little known N'Golo Kante, like Sir Jim Ratcliffe said, we should be able to identify these players when no one knows them. Because Chelsea brought N'Golo Kante from Leicester, or Leicester City actually, Leicester. They brought in N'Golo Kante, a proper footballer, but we didn't know much about him. Brighton brought in Moises Caicedo. He was a young footballer, complete holding midfielder. No big club knew about him. So unless we are going to go like that and look for such players, if we do have the ability to do that, then they might come cheap. But with what we are trying to build, it must be extremely difficult for us to get cheap options because probably our scouting has not been that impeccable when it comes to identifying such players who are almost there but are unknown or unseen. It seems we struggle a bit with such players. So it might be inevitable that we might go for an already seen or known world-class holding midfielder and pay a lot of money for them. That's exactly what is bound to happen with Manchester United. So it's a big breaking update, guys. And also, by the way, just to seal it for you, the audacity that these Saudi clubs have, it is reported that Al Nassr could actually come for two players. They could come with a double, a soup. They'll come try to have a double soup with about 150 million pounds and bid for both Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes. That is a bit of the update. That's the other part of the update that I deliberately left out because I know the moment people hear you say Bruno Fernandes is going to is wanted by any club, people will click on and click on. But well, according to another report that is coming through, Al Nassr could actually be contemplating bidding for both Bruno and Casemiro with 150 million pounds. Question is that money Man United can afford to say no to? Your guess can only be as good as mine. This is the United Hot Sport. Subscribe. And of course, I will catch you later as we do count down to the sacking or retention of Erik ten Hag. Here on the United Hot Sport, the update will be coming soon. Don't you move a muscle.